All right, I'm going to read from Joel chapter 3. If you guys look behind me, that's the Kidron Valley, also known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat. The Valley of Jehoshaphat. This is the valley in which the word Jehoshaphat, which literally means Yahweh will judge. The place where Yahweh will judge, and it's the valley that is in front of the Eastern Gate, in front of Jerusalem. Many different biblical events happen in this valley, but one of the more significant ones that we're going to discuss today is in the future. In Yoel, the book of Yoel, Joel chapter 3, it says, "For behold, in the days of that time, when I restored the fortunes of Judah and of Jerusalem," here on this first day of the fast of the Isaiah 62, we're talking about this, "I will gather all the nations, and I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And then I will enter judgment with them on behalf of my people and my inheritance Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and they have divided up my land. And they have cast lots for my people, traded a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink." And then later it says, "Proclaim the song among the nations, prepare wars, rouse the mighty men. Let all the soldiers draw near, let them come up. Beat your plows into swords, your swords into plowshares, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am a mighty man. Hasten and come, all you surrounding nations, and gather yourselves. Bring down, O Lord, your mighty ones." In other words, the Lord's summoning them to this valley for war. The Lord is actually doing the summoning. "Let the nations be aroused and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat," right here. "And there I will sit and judge all the surrounding nations. Put the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." Here the harvest is not the harvest of souls, it's the harvest of God's fury and wrath. "Come tread, for the wine press is full." So God's actually going to treat this valley like a wine press in which he treads. "The vats overflow, for their wickedness is great." And then it says here, multitudes in the valley of decision. Multitudes in the valley of decision. "For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision." In verse 16, "The Lord roars from Zion and utters his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and earth tremble. But the Lord is a refuge for his people and the stronghold of the sons of Israel. And you will know that I am the Lord of God, your God, dwelling in Zion," right there on that mountain, "dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain, so Jerusalem will be holy, and the strangers will pass through it no more. In that day the mountains will drip with sweet wine, and the hills flow with milk, and all the brooks of Judah will flow with water, and the spring will go forth. The house of the Lord, the water of the valley of Shittim," which is an acacia tree. "Egypt will become a waste, and Edom will become a desolate wilderness, because the violence have been done to the sons of Judah, in whose land they have shed innocent blood. But Judah will be inhabited forever, and Jerusalem for all generations. And I will avenge their blood, which I have not avenged. For Adonai Shochen Betzion," the Lord will dwell right here in Zion. You're looking at the valley of Jehoshaphat. The armies that God is going to arouse, the armies of the Antichrist, they're going to surround the city of Jerusalem right here. You can also see this in Zechariah 12 and 14. And what I like about this verse is it said multitudes in the valley of decision. In other words, in the midst of the armies of the Antichrist coming against God's people, and God's, in his fury, he's going to pour out his wrath as a winepress in this valley. In the midst of that, these armies of the Antichrist, if you're a part of the army of the Antichrist, even at the last moment before the Lord returns in order to save his people, comes to the east, the valley, the Mount of Olives, which we're standing on right now, splits in two. He comes and tramples his winepress, saves the Jerusalem, which is under siege. Even when that happens with the armies of the Antichrist, there's still a decision to be made. The people of the armies of the Antichrist can still change their allegiances to King Jesus. So as we're looking over this valley, I want to share, while we're looking over this valley, the valley in which God will judge, Jehoshaphat, God judges, there's multitudes in the valley of decision. What will you do as we approach the day of the Lord? Are you going to give your allegiance to Jesus? That's the question here in this valley. Thank you.